targeting today, October 28th, 2024. But first, please help my humble channel to grow. Like, subscribe, share, comment, any combination thereof. Why? Cause you're beautiful on the inside and on the outside. And that's why. So the one thing I really wanted to talk about in this video is that, I always point to the guy upstairs. I don't even know if it's a guy. It could be a girl. And I suspect it's not even the same person. I suspect it's multiple people, just as at my previous residence, because just like the dude on that side of the wall, who God gave him monkeypox. I don't know what to call it because I don't know what he had, but I've seen people with monkeypox and it looked kind of similar. It looked almost like that severe. Who supposedly moved out. Well, they have people in there. I was told that he moved out by someone who appeared to have reason to know what they was talking about. But they have people in there. This whole thing of meditating on the word love written in light, and then the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he will begin to shine through that light. When he does that, he will shut off their DEWs. He will shut off homeboy upstairs. He will shut them down sometimes. Vehicles will shut down. I mean, there's certain kinds of noises that they no longer make with me. And the reason is because I will imagine the noise coming from the word love written in light. So they have to really depend on very nebulous kinds of noises, like vibrations and bursts of vibrations and because they can send vibrations all over the place. I don't know the technology, but I know that some of you TIs, firsthand what I'm trying to describe. Other of you who don't, hopefully you have faith in your fellow TIs, because I know most TIs don't. They only believe in what they experience. Part of the reason why we don't truly unite. But when they do things like sirens or motors or stuff that are clear sounds, that's easy for me to imagine that coming from the word love. And I shouldn't even say for me. That's easy for the Lord to empower me to visualize that as the word love making that sound. And you guys, particularly with sirens, it's just the Lord is able to get me to visualize that siren coming from the word love. And it'll shut, the siren will start, and as soon as I see the word love doing the woo woo woo, it'll shut off immediately. Sometimes it makes me kind of laugh a little bit. It feels like, oh wow, I shut that off, like remotely just from my thoughts. I didn't, the Lord did. And the Lord did with his presence, because the demonic aspects, the spiritual demonic, the demons, okay, that run this program, they cannot take the presence of God. His presence is too much for them. So they're probably the ones that either make them shut this program down because God makes them, or makes them very much, it's the Lord making them limit what they'll do to me. Because they used to do stuff way worse to me than they do now. And just like a lot of TIs I've heard, they talk about being hit with DWs and they're physically painful and it causes sometimes chronic pain. I used to experience some of that, you guys. Particularly when I was very depressed and I wouldn't even get out of bed. Basically just to eat something and to go use the restroom. And I would stay in bed most of the day. So I was very lethargic, very sedentary. Those DEWs they would hit my feet with would cause my feet to sometimes to swell. It would ruin the circulation in my feet. And if I pressed my finger on my foot, that impression would stay. Like as if I was pressing into clay. The fingerprint would just stay. That's how bad the circulation was. If that had continued for years, that could have led to tissue damage. But eventually the Lord got me up and active. And even though I'm in a state of isolation, I'm going to do a separate video on this. I'm still up. I'm on my feet. I'm praying several hours a day. When I cook, that goes on for hours. It usually, like today when I cooked, it was 2 to 3 hours. It took me to cook all of this rice and beans and chicken, and then the omelet, because everything was cooked from scratch. I cut up a bunch of I kind of minced garlic and cut up onions and these what are they called? It's a kind of pepper, but it's not hot. They're very long, and they're kind of like bell peppers. I cut up 4 of those and had to get the seeds out of them, and everything has to be washed and cleaned, all the dishes. So it takes me hours, y'all. And so I'm on my feet. So praise God's holy name. It doesn't cause any of that, but I would bet money that whoever's upstairs, they've had multiples, because I have seen God afflict them too much for me to think that the same person when I moved in 10 months ago who was targeting me up there is the same person. I have no idea who it is. I don't go out of my way like, I'm not going to go up there and knock on his door or anything like that. They would love that. Dude probably has a boomstick, and they might give him thousands of dollars for using that boomstick on me. I mean, this program is not to be played with. And in terms of the Second Amendment, on a per capita basis, there are more armed people in Cheyenne than any other state. Not like, I'm not joking. Like, there's more arms in. It's so funny. I'm wearing my coffee machine gun shirt as I'm speaking this. And even in public housing, you are allowed to own a boomstick. Which in California and in many places, oh no, if you live in public housing, you're not allowed to defend yourself. Otherwise, you don't get to move in there. So if you do have a boomstick, nobody better know about it. I think that should be against the Second Amendment. But regardless, God's dealing with them, and He's punishing them, and He's going to afflict them. And so praise His holy name. God bless.